Hank Kimmel, are you ready?
Yes.
Right Club audience, are you ready?
Yes!
All right. And Hank Kimmel, 3, 2, 1, go.
The Outsider. One of the worst nights of my life became one of the best for my marriage. And it could only happen from being on the outside looking in. May 1994. I was living in Chappaqua, New York with my bride and 1-year-old daughter. At the time, I had the best job in the world. I was working as a tennis pro at the Armonk Tennis Club. Every day was a beautiful game, and I always came home with a pocket full of cash. Unlike my fellow pros, I was married, which meant after work, I dutifully went home to be with wife and child, instead of hanging out, drinking, and coming back the next day with lively stories. John and Scott always gave me a prod, but I always stood my ground. Not tonight, but soon. Soon being another word for never. Scott and John, like a lot of tennis pros, were once aspiring musicians. So when they said it was karaoke night at Michael's Tavern in Pleasantville, I figured, what the hell? I could go for one drink and one song and see what it was all about. Perhaps it's self-evident that John and Scott were the life of the party. Perhaps it's self-evident that one song led to two and a whole lot more. Perhaps it's self-evident I had more than one drink and found myself singing back up to It Don't Come Easy. What may not be self-evident is I spent the night in the garage. Here's where I made my mistake. Instead of calling my wife and letting her know where I was, I thought it made more sense not to wake mother and sleeping child. Besides, it didn't have exact change. This was the day before cell phones, and if my wife wanted to reach me, I suppose now, in retrospect, she couldn't. So when I got home, I pulled the car into the garage, turned off the engine, shut the garage door, and walked as quietly as I could to the door, connecting the garage to the rest of the house. It was locked, which was strange, because it usually was open. I didn't have the key, so I knocked on the door. Once, twice, 3 times. No answer. Being a tennis pro doesn't require a lot of deductive reasoning, but I figured it out pretty quick. My wife was pissed. I stared facing the outside door. Instead of getting mad, I did some thinking. Lots of thinking, like 3 hours of thinking, about what it means to be a good husband, about what it means to be a good father, about what it means to make a commitment of doing more than living side by side. I also thought what a damn good idea it would have been to carry an extra key. Something about being on the outside looking in gives a person a chance to reflect on their life in a way that being on the inside never would. Being on the inside is comfortable, cozy, coma-inducing. It means playing it safe, not taking a chance. I mean, honestly, who pushes the world forward? Those who think inside or those who think outside the box? Who's more free? Those who remain in the closet or those who come out? Who do you want to hang out with? Washington insiders or someone willing to say, F you, Sean Hannity, Keith Olbermann, and the 111th Congress? I'll make up my own damn rules. James Dean, Holden Caulfield, Sylvia Plath, Mark Twain, Serena Williams, David Mamet. Who do you want to invite to your next dinner party? Some guy whose ambition is to rise up to Associate Vice President of Sales and Marketing, which I hope is nobody here. Or some guy like Ian Belknap who will kick you in the balls and then tell you how much you enjoyed it. The difference between in and out is a difference between fashion and style. In means you're with it today. Out means you don't give a crap and you're with it for the rest of your life. Even the name of this wonderful theater, Push Push, suggests that you're only going to kick some ass by pushing the boundaries out, not by reeling them in. In tennis, a ball that is out doesn't mean the point is lost as much as another one is about to begin. Out means hope, out means freedom, Out means I'm going to step out and call my wife and let her know I'll be home in 45 minutes to walk the dog.